I want to clarify, because this was actually a criticism when we started Unison Reading. People thought Unison Reading was our reading program, that we got rid of workshop, that we got rid of balanced literacy, and that it was just Unison Reading. So there are a lot of critics about that and misunderstandings, and that's not what Unison Reading is. Unison Reading is the small group reading instruction in a workshop. That's what it is. It can actually fit into anything you're doing, any program you're doing. Now, if you're a teacher who has desks and rows, then that's not going to really work because the kids have to sit around on a circle table. But if you have a circle table in your room, you can still do it. So, no matter what your classroom setup is or your curriculum program, you can do Unison Reading as your small group reading instruction. Because it's, well, in the way we've created it, and what's in the book is that kids need to meet twice a week with the teacher for 15 minutes and twice a week independently for 15 minutes. And so the whole class gets Unison Reading. And in order for it to work ideally, democratically, the way it's been developed and the way it's meant to be, every child in the class has to do it. So it can pretty much be done no matter what you're doing in the school. Now, here, ideally, as part of genre practice, it actually fits into the work time. So basically what happens is there's a 10-minute, 15-minute, the most mini lesson, and then there's a big chunk of work time. So if you have a 70-minute or a 90-minute literacy block, we have a 70-minute literacy block in the middle and a 90-minute in the elementary. And we say nothing less than 90 minutes. So the kids have a huge chunk of work time where they're reading, or in centers, or in Unison Reading groups. When you're not in a Unison Reading group, you're reading, or in centers. In the elementary school, every child has to start with reading their books in their baggies, so they have to read books at their level, in the ones that are in their baggies. And then either they continue to read their books independently, or they go into centers, and the centers are all based on their kids' needs in the classroom, based on the teacher's assessment. Well, while that's happening, teachers will be meeting with Unison Reading groups, or kids will be meeting independently. So it's all happening during that chunk of the work time. So that's how ideally it should work. But it can work in really pretty much any program. It can replace anything that you're doing. So if you were doing guided reading, it substitutes guided reading.